Good morning, hello. Have you noticed I'm not at home? If you've also followed a certain booktuber's account, you would recognise these shelves. And you may also recognise the little pussycat that I'm currently looking after. So yeah, I'm not home. I'm not in front of my bookshelves. I thought we'd do in April, what did I read in April, and my maybe rough plan for May. I never really set TBRs. I always kind of go off the rails when I do TBRs. But to be fair, one of the books that I said I'm going to read in May, I have a week to read, sneakily. And don't tell nobody. I thought I would tell you some of my plans. Welcome in. So I read 7 books in April because I'm heavily still in my audio slump. I've just been binging Critical Role Campaign 3 and loving it, to be fair. Just listen to YouTube, just cool, like there's some moments. So FCG is just the absolute, I love him. And just, oh, he's amazing. I love FCG and Wagner, to be fair. But FCG, that psychotic side of him, I'm like, give me more. That is worrying of my sanity, maybe. But that's where we are. That's where we are. So, what are the 2 audiobooks that I read in April, you ask? Well, one was The Raven Scholar, which I do have a full review up already. And I did enjoy it. Even though I had a lot of critiques, I did enjoy it. I had a lot of fun. It was entertaining. But I do think it was... I don't know if it could have been cut down, but there was some little bits I was kind of like, it bogged it down. I wasn't as interested in the middle, and then it picked up by like the last 40%. I couldn't put it down, so it didn't bog down for a lot of it. Like the beginning was like really good, and then you got to like the little bits of it, icky nicky bit in the middle, and I was like, and then the last 40%, I was like, I'm flying through this. It was good. I enjoyed myself. So that is what I listened to. It was fun. What is it about? It is because I feel like this is going to be the next hype book, and I've got a feeling a lot of people are going to read it because it's hyped. They're going to be like, what? They're not going to understand it, right? I feel like this is a lot of people's case with One of the Many, even though I do think One of the Many deserves all that hype, but I'm biased in that. I do feel you need to sort of curb your expectations going into The Raven Scholar because people are loving it, and it's true. But it is utilising a lot of like YA tropes and YA themes, and there are heavier stuff that goes through that, and it feels very like, I realised after I filmed the review, I have read from this author before, and I remember saying in my review, I think I said it, I don't know if I edited it out, but we'll find out. I'm not sure if it's a kind of like a non-Western, because it feels kind of non-Western. It feels like kind of, I want to kind of say like kind of like Chinese dogs, but not. Chinese gods, but not. Because you have the fox, the hound, there's the dragon, the raven, the ox, and I think a couple of others, there's a couple of others, and they all pertain to the magic system and the world, and seamlessly the world building was really, really good in this book. Not gonna lie, the world building was just seamless. It was amazing. But there was a couple of points I was like, okay, I don't really care too much about this. And it's kind of like she's weaving so many plot threads woven throughout the book that it can bog it down a little bit. And that I feel like will possibly turn people off because of just how it was written and told. Although I did like, apparently it was footnotes. I thought it was like omniscient because I was doing the audio. So, but I did enjoy it. It's basically about somebody dies who discovered a secret about the emperor, and her rival, shall we say, needs to take her place to see if she can become the emperor in these trials, but also discovering why her rival, colleague, whatever, died, and then discovering why and being like, oh shit, is my life now in danger? That's the most simplistic thing I can think of, sort of like telling you what this book is about. If that sounds like your jam, go read it. I will say, you're reading it for the mystery is very lackluster. If you're reading it for the trials are very lackluster, but they do interweave between each other, and working together, it worked. So, take with that what you will. Then I read, I love this book. Even in my audio slump, I still loved it. I rated it at 4.25. And it was Rewitched by Lucy Jane Wood, and I absolutely loved it. Loved it to bits because it was just cozy enough with enough stakes there that I was like, okay, yeah. And like the romance, I picked it up because somebody recommended it for a romance thing when I was in a romance binge, and I requested it from my library because we love our libraries. And I No, it wasn't. If you're reading it for the romance, barely anything there. There is a romance, but it is very much pushed to the side subplot. The main plot of the story is you have this woman who's just turned 30. I love an older protagonist too, and she is having to go to these trials for her coven of witches to decide if she gets to keep magic or have to give it up. You know, are you going to contribute to the coven or are you not? If you're not going to contribute to the coven, you don't get your magic. And she fails on the first time, but there's a loophole where she can go through these trials over a month. I think on Halloween she has to then go back and you know, retake the test, shall we say. But she can do these trials where her grimoire, there we go, where her grimoire kind of helps her along the way, but she's also being taught by also this guy who everybody believed had killed somebody or killed his brother. And it's kind of cozy, and I love how, like, this is a debut, and I love how everything is just written and how it's just done, and the anxiety rep in this was just on point. The two friends in this, while they kind of had rocky moments, it was never catty. It was never done with the way that was kind of like, oh, we're going to split you two up as friends. It was just this is a rocky moment. This one friend is keeping a big secret from her best friend, and her best friend notices it, and it's like, what are you doing? You need to, like, tell me. And she's like, I can't. And it's just how it's all done. And then also you had like the side romance and stuff, and like the lies and stuff, and there is a cute little bookshop in this as well. And you know, it's a story about the main character, Belle, kind of learning how to overcome her kind of inner fears and realize to sort of get confidence in herself. Like, she's always going to have anxiety that's never going to go away, but it's kind of like I know I can do this. I know I can achieve this. It was enjoyable. It was very, very enjoyable. That was my 2 audiobooks I listened to. And then, if you haven't heard me shut up enough about dragons, I'm going to talk about The Blood of Our Kings. Oh, I have this edition. I know they have it too. Where is it? Because Hardy's Books runs a bookshop, Station Books, and I got myself an extended edition from them. This is not my edition, this is their edition, but it got a cute little sprayed edge one, and I absolutely love it. But The Blood of Our Kings is absolutely incredible. I have a review of this. I will not stop shushing up about this book. I am dying for book 2. It is just absolutely amazing. The way it's told, it's so concise. There's 3 main characters. You have Cain, who is trying to discover why his best friend died, and then you have what are the other characters' names? Alianne, who is stealing a power generator that ends up entering her mind because of the voice in her mind told her to. Yeah. And then you have the first character you meet, which is just the first line of this is just absolutely fucking incredible. The map in this is absolutely stunning. I know this is like sidetracking, but look at that map. Look at that map. That is just stunning. Yeah, Lauren is the other one. And it's when she came to Lauren found herself under the scrutiny of a dark red dragon with too many eyes. This is like insane. It's absolutely amazing. And she is going to entreat a dragon to help her basically stop the Empire from being the Empire and reclaiming her country. And she's like, I will be king. She has no relations with king. It's like, I will do it. And the dragon's like, cool, fine, I will help you. But the dragon has changed. So there's magic system set around the dragon and what's happening and everything. And I'm just like, at the ending is just, whew, I need book 2 now. This was incredible. This was just incredible. What else did I read? Oh, I also read, yes, because I did Draconathon, which I need to film an update for. That I haven't done yet, but I read The Iron Crown by Ella McRae, and it's a self-published book, and we are mutuals on Instagram, but I was hesitant to pick this up because I wasn't really too sure, but then actually I was like, oh, actually it's really, really good. Like, the writing is decent, but the world just sucks you in. You have Fen, you open up on Fen, stuck in a bog, where the trees can talk to you, and this dragon is like looking after this forest, and dragons are like spirits. So, and you got going off, Fang? Okay. You've eaten your food, so I don't know why you're going back to that. But yeah, and then Fen has no memory of who he is, and then he realizes he's not the only one who does. There's a lot of other people they call the Lost Souls, and the Queen is trying to round them all up because she's trying to hush something up, because that's kind of like, oh, are the Mair returning? And the Mair aren't returning, and it's sort of a bit all about that. Them travelling to find something that the Mair left behind, so that it will help Fen. And meeting, you know, priests of these specific dragons, and some dragons might bless them, and the magic system around that was really cool. Then you have like a couple of other main characters which were just like on point. You have a thief, which I love. You have Torsten, who is like something's up with him. Something's up with him. He works for the Queen, but something is up with him. And then Kalidra, who is just comes across as somebody who is so like, don't you dare, I'm tough. Actually, she's not, which it was very, very sweet. I really, really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Immediately bought book 2, because I think on Kindle, because I have the lovely broken binding edition. I just don't have it with me, so I can't show you the pretty edition. I did another arc, which was The Sorrow of the Sea, which comes, I want to say May 13th. Early May, I think it comes out. I will post probably a review on my Instagram, because this is the 3rd book in the series, so I don't really have much to say about it, because it's the 3rd book in the series. And it was fine. I enjoyed it at the beginning of it. I did find the ending was a little bit lackluster for me. It just kind of fell flat for kind of what I was expecting, like especially from what I was expecting, like what the end of book 2, I was like, oh, this is what I want, and then it didn't deliver what I expected, which is probably more of a me thing rather than a book thing. I definitely think the book is good, and it's very good if you like historical stuff, especially around the Mongolian Empire. It was enjoyable. I would recommend it, and it's just, yeah, just the ending did just kind of fall flat a little bit, not gonna lie, but a lot of people I think are going to like it. It's the conclusion of the Nightingale and the Falcon series about Mongolian Empire. The magic system around it was really interesting. I don't know, I just felt like it was kind of rushed at the end, and there was something between 2 characters that just, they had a big disagreement in book 2, and then in book 3 it was very rushed over, like brushed over, like, oh no, we're fine. And I'm like, but you're not fine. Like, where is that deep conversation? Where is that deep character moment where you have this conversation, you might have had this argument, and then you might come back again later and then realize, oh, actually, no, you were right, and this is something I'm struggling to deal with, and the other person go, okay, well, that's fine, I will help you deal with that. That's the kind of thing that I kind of missed. But again, I wouldn't necessarily say this is a character-driven story. I think it's more plot. Again, there was something, again, with another character that I kind of thought, oh, we're going to hit that dark side. Because I love Christmas characters. I love supporting characters blowing shit up. And I just didn't get it. But it's still very enjoyable. I still really did enjoy it. There was a couple of things, you know, how everything came through, and the build-up to the end was really good. It's just the ending, I was just like, oh, okay, like, where's the, you know, this big battle happened within the 2 chapters. I kind of expected a bit more, because they were going on and on about this big general thing, and I was like, it just didn't completely hit. Book 2 is still the best. Book 2 is still the best, and I've spoken to a couple of other my friends who both read it, who both love it, and who love it more than me, and they say book 2 is still their favourite, but they still did enjoy the conclusion. So this could totally be a me thing. I still recommend people do check it out. Then I read another arc, which is Angie the King, and I think I might dedicate a whole review to this book, so I might not say too much here. But it is a short book. I do feel like a lot of people are going to bounce off it because of how it's written. And I don't know if this is right, because sometimes when I publishers at the moment, some of them are wanting shorter books, and this is 320 pages. It's a very, very short book. But there was something that happened at the end that I feel like needed more of a build-up connection at the beginning between these 2 certain characters, to have these deep character connection moments, that it needed that deep connection to then have one character realize, I'm making a mistake here, and then, oh, I'm going to do this, and then you will be crying at the end because you're like, oh, these 2 definitely care about each other. Well, I never really believed that they did. I never really believed that there was this kind of connection between them. It was Angie the King, the hawk comes after her, takes her captive pretty early on, and that's basically the book. And you know, where it was set up, it was fine, but then there was a couple of moments in this book I was like, oh my god, that's grimdark, that's grim, that's gruesome, you're going into detail about this, which I didn't expect from the tone of the book. The promise at the beginning of the book didn't promise something as grim as what was coming across, because I kind of feel like he was trying to, oh, actually, I just noticed something pretty cool about the cover. I don't know if you can, that's my alarm telling me I need to go to work in 10 minutes. I don't know if you can see, but the way it's a hawk on the, like, you had the city, and then you have the cliffside, and then it's a hawk. I didn't realise that. That's cool. That's cool. That's a really good cover. But yeah, I will be interested in picking up book 2. I have a feeling book 2 should have been book 1. This feels like a prequel novella. Not gonna lie. Even though it's 320 pages, it feels like it should have been a prequel novella. I still enjoyed it. But because of how rough the start is, I think a lot of people are just going to bounce right off. They're going to go, I'm 40% through this book and I don't give a shit, I'm bouncing off. Because I almost did, and then something more happened. I was like, oh, but it was my bedtime read. It was something I picked up as I went to bed. I read a couple of chapters as I was in bed on my phone. So it wasn't something I was driving my whole attention to, which is probably why I finished it. I still enjoyed it. Especially the ending, and I still appreciate what Evan Lincoln was trying to do. I just don't think he quite hit that mark of what he was intending to do, and I think he needed a little bit more of a connection and build up in the beginning to this. And like Angie's reasoning for killing the king, I found very lackluster, especially, you know, when she had no plan and just took an opportunity and then managed to escape with no problem. And I was like, really, like, she didn't think anything through, and there was consequences for that, which was fine. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, come on, you need a little bit more. But the world was very interesting. I love the world building, and I'd love to see Evan Lincoln playing that sandbox a little bit more. Then the last book I finished on April 29th, I finished it, was The Court of Broken Knives by Anna Smith Spark. I'm an Anna Smith Spark girly, and that is purely because of Faye from Book of Chocoholic. She made me pick this up, and it has dragons, so I'm cancelling it in my Joconathon vlog that will be going up. I don't know, I need to edit it first, and I absolutely loved it. This high Game of Thrones vibes, and like being its own thing. But if you are reading Game of Thrones thinking, I want more of this, right? Pick up Anna Smith Spark. She will be there, because people recommend all other stuff by male authors, but this is the closest you will get to Game of Thrones. This is so good. There's so much court intrigue. There's so much going on. There's morally grey characters. There's a morally grey relationship that, if you have been following me on Instagram, where I am literally swooning over this massive red flag guy, but also the woman's a red flag, which is what I like as well. They're both as toxic as each other, and they come together, and I'm like, yes, give me this. One of them is a priestess who kills for a living. The other one is a soldier who's running away from his past. But I don't really know how to explain this book, other than, you know, there's a lot going on. Somebody's trying to kill the emperor. There is a troop of mercenaries going in through this desert into this place to try and kill the emperor for somebody who's paying them. And as they get there, they realise it's a lot more complicated than things are happening. There's dragons as well. Dragon did attack them. Dragon is just part of the world, right? It's not like, you know, oh, Dragon Rider kind of story. The dragons are just part of the world, which I just, again, I quite enjoy that. But how things, you know, unfolded, it's gay as well. It's just, I'm just going to have these gay characters in here, and I'm not going to put any notice on it. Amazing. Which is what I like. It's kind of like, these people exist. Okay, and that's just how I like my book. So I've highly enjoyed it. I don't know what I'm going to review it there, because I'm still marinating in my thoughts, because I love this book. So on that note, let's go. What do you think I'm going to pick up in May? I'm going to try and pick up book 2 of The Court of Broken Knives, which I don't know what it's called. I can't remember. I'll put a picture up here, and hopefully I could get through that, because I do own it on Kindle. It is also on Everand or Scribd, but I'm also on an audio slump. And I also tried The Court of Broken Knives audio like 5 times. It could not get into the audio. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what's going to happen. But we will see. We will see if I can get to that. Another one, like, these are mainly the physical books I'm going to read, because again, I'm still in a critical binge, and I don't know how long it's going to last. I'm just enjoying listening to it, which is Dragonfall by L.R. Lamb. I think this is like second person, or like my alarm went off, which is annoying. Yes, Dragonfall by L.R. Lamb. There is a project going on. I thought I had an extra month to read this. I don't, and I'm going to try, because May is very, very busy for me. So we're going to see if I can even get through this. This might be a type of book that I could get through, considering how busy my life is, that it's just something that I can just quickly film and then vlog as I'm going through. So we will see. I don't know what this is about. Their bond will save the world or shatter it. Long ago, humans betrayed dragons, stealing their magic and banishing them into a dying world. Now their descendants worship dragons as gods, but the gods remember and they do not forgive. Okay, so when thief Arcady casts a spell to steal a powerful artifact and accidentally traps Everon, the last male dragon in the human world, the consequences are deadly. Everon soon realises the key to his destiny and to regaining his true power lies in Arcady. All he needs to do is to convince them to bond with him completely and then kill them. Okay, alright. Jim Williams blood this, fresh and exciting, which is kind of cool. Oh, Robin Hobb, exactly what you love in fantasy, Robin Hobb. She blows everything. So that sounds interesting. I'm going to read that. Then you have The Needfire. I can't tell you what this is about because this is an arc. I cannot tell you what this is about. But I know it's kind of like Regency, I want to say, and it's comes out on the 31st of July. So I kind of want to see if I can read this, because I'm doing another vlog project. So I want to see if I can get this done, so that I can read it and then review it and then be hype about it. But again, at the end of the day, this would be the one that I would put to the side in priority over others, because I don't have to technically read this right now. Then the sneaky book. The sneaky book that don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. It was left on the table. You can see where Laura got in the book, and I'm leaving in a week, less than a week, so I have to read this in a week. We will see, because I would do a Stephen Pacey audio, but to be fair, like, I'm in an audio slump. So, but I am actually enjoying this. I'm in a bit of a not a very good mood at the moment. Picked this up and I went, Abercrombie's writing. I'm enjoying this. I never thought I'd say this. I am enjoying this more physically reading it than I would audiobook it. As weird as that sounds, I'm not very far in, but it's entertaining and I'm having a fun time. But on that note, I need to go to work. So let me know what your plans are for May, and remember,